everybody. This is Joel Butterly. I'm the co-founder and CEO of InGenius Prep. Today we're talking about the need to attend a top 14 or T14 law school. So kind of to start with, what I'll say is the schools that are in the top 14 change every year, and that doesn't mean that the ones that were in the top 14 the year before and that aren't in there now are now worthless to go to. So the designation top 14 is sort of a loose parameter, not a hard and fixed rule. The reason that people care about this designation is generally speaking that big law firms or big law care about the credentials of the people who they hire quite a bit, almost to some extent more than they care about the quality of the individuals. They care about the qualifications, and as a result of that, the school that you come from is imperative if what you want to do is get into one of those legal jobs. And the weird thing about the legal job market is that you have this bifurcation between roles in big law that pay a tremendous amount of money, and then other legal jobs that tend to be much lower paying and also not high enough paid to service your student loan debt. So if you're going to go to a law school and make that investment and take out $200,000, $300,000 of student loans, it's important to know that you're going to be able to get a job that allows you to pay it back. So going back to the question of like T14 law schools themselves. Generally speaking, it's a little bit broader than that. There are some schools that make it into the top 14 that really aren't that good for corporate recruiting, but what you really care about are the schools that are able to get you jobs at the name brand law firms. Because that's, for the most part, people who are wondering, do I want to get a law degree? Is it worth the investment? They're most interested in those kinds of jobs out of law school so that they can pay back their student debt, even if they don't intend to stay in big law for the long term. So I guess my short answer is yes, it actually is quite important. It's not so much that it's important that you follow the top 14 on the U.S. News and World Report to a T, but it is quite important. And I guess maybe the way that you can understand it is, if you are a legal employer, if you work at Latham & Watkins or Skadden or Wachtell, your clients, when you say, I'm going to be billing you $500 an hour, they're going to know that one of the junior associates on the case is you. And if they say, our junior associates are from this kind of no-name law school, the client is going to complain and say, I'm not paying $500 an hour for that. So it makes the job of the law firm a lot easier if they can point to sterling credentials of the junior associates, because those junior associates are doing grunt work. And the clients really just care about the credential because they don't necessarily know what the nature of the work is. And so because the work is kind of interchangeable, a lot of different people could do that work in those first couple of years of associateship. Really, they tend to come down to the quality and the caliber of the credential. So yes, unfortunately, it does matter a great deal. I think that people who say it doesn't are being naive. I do think that students should invest heavily in trying to get into a well-ranked law school if their goal is to be able to pay back student debt, and certainly if their goal is to work in corporate law. That's it for today. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out.